Hello, Jimmy from Hairy Campers. A couple of things I want to talk to you about today, but the first thing is 44 days. We're at Oakey in Queensland at the caravan park. We got here yesterday. Bitterly cold. But anyhow, we'll get to Oakey in a minute. But what I want to get to is the commanding officer of the 75th Squadron was a man by the name of John Jackson. Now, John Jackson said to all of his people, do not dogfight the Zero, because it is a much superior aircraft in the air than these Kitty Hawks. If you can understand with a Kitty Hawk, what they would do is take off, climb as high as they could climb, all the way and get above the Zeros if they could, and then they do everything. Now, written in the book is bunting, which is everything to the left or the right, including the rudder, and full power, and dive down on the Zero, and when you got close enough, fire upon it, and hopefully you would shoot it down. Now, that was the only way they could do it. Now, for all the motorcycle enthusiasts, it's like riding a what would it be? A Heritage Classic compared to a ZZR Kawasaki 1100. That's what the difference is. The Kawasaki 1100 being the Mitsubishi Zero, and the Heritage being the Kitty Hawk. That's the bulldozer versus tractor. That's what it was like. So, but at the end of the day, the Kitty Hawk could come back with holes in it big enough to stick your fist in and still be able to fly, where the Zero had no self-sealing fuel tanks, it had no armour plate for the pilot, and it had no armour windscreens. So basically, that aircraft was a very good, quick, nimble aircraft, but with no protection for the pilot whatsoever. Where the Kitty Hawk was a big, heavy, powerful, high-speed aircraft that took a lot of lumbering about, but it was very durable. Now, that's in this book, 44 Days. But get back to John Jackson. John Jackson always said, do not try and dogfight the Japanese, because you won't. You'll get shot down. So they always did this bunting thing. But the brass didn't like that. Now, we're talking about the brass that flew aircraft like biplanes with two wings in the First World War. Had no idea what these things could do, or what they couldn't do, would be the want of a better word. Now, they got on to John Jackson and said, and it's in the book, this is dingoism and it is cowardism, the way you're fighting these aircraft. I want you to dogfight these aircraft. He said, if we do that, we'll get shot down. No, they won't. We'll tell you how. And they decided to tell him, but had no idea. But at the end of the day, that's still going on today. We've still got people within the employment system today that are bosses, engineers, supervisors that can't do the task, telling people today how to do their job. What a shame we didn't learn anything. What did we learn? John Jackson was forced to death by trying to dogfight a Zero. He knew he couldn't do it, but the brass told him he had to. And he was an Air Force man, and Air Force men took orders and executed their duties. Unfortunately, he lost his life. And that's the sad part about it. A very courageous and honourable man lost his life because someone told him to do something different to what he knew. Then along came Les Jackson, chalk and cheese compared to John, but at the end of the day, they still done their job. If you really want to know more about it, 44 Days. It's a good read. You can get it in this book in a hard copy, or you can get it on audio book. Great read, trust me. Now, look, if you get 10 pages into it and don't like it, give it to somebody else that will. But I'll guarantee that you will like it, because it tells you about the heroism of our young pilots back in 1942. All right, that's enough about that. I'll give this book to Azzy, and as you come in. How you enjoying the trip so far, Azzy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Yeah, it was cold last night, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was freezing.
It was freezing, wasn't it? I mean, it was cold. We were in Oakey, Queensland, and it was like about 5 degrees, and we was frozen last night trying to put the Black Series up. We done a pretty good job, actually. It went up well in the amount of time that we had to get it up, and we froze. I mean, cold. It was really cold. We got this morning, it was cold, but that's mainly because it's snowing down Glen Innes. But anyhow, all right. Thanks for that, Azzy. We'll keep on moving. The Black Series camper. What can I tell you about it? The Black Series camper, which is an Alpha. It's served us well for the last 12 months, and I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing in the world to put up or pull down because it's so big. It's a very large piece of gear. If you put that tent up there and you put the awning on it with the walls in it, you've got equivalent to 25-foot caravan. And it pulls around like a box trailer, trust me. And with the Black Series, if you can see that it's got independent suspension, it really, really works well. Not so much when you're off-road or on-road, but even on-road, it tows very, very well. We've just left it set up so we can just show you what it looks like. Now, this modification on this rack here, I keep on banging on about this, but I could not see the sense in having a boat rack and then doing nothing with it. So with the boat rack, most people take that boat rack off and leave it at home. What a waste of time. What we've done with the boat rack, we've put a couple of struts on it, and we've also made it so it hinges. We can fold it back over and fold it back this way. So it's a great bit of gear. Look, if you want to know anything about the design of it, hairycampers@gmail.com, and we can sort that out for you. We can send you a design of it or whatever you want to do, or maybe Black Series has adopted it by now. Look, I carry this around with me. I've had this for a while, and you can just about put anything you want in that. It's probably better than a suitcase. You can jump on it, you can stand on it, you can sit on it, and you can squash it up. These are good. Oz Trail furniture bags, put anything you want. We've got sleeping bags and everything in that. Really, really good. The caravan park that we're staying at, I've got to say a thank you to Jane and Ian. They've only just taken over at the caravan park here at Oakey. The only bad thing I've got to say about it is the highway noise. It's not it's not something that I can say it was all that enjoyable. And that's the only bad thing I've got to say about the whole park. It was great. It was really, really good. As you can see, the toilets are always kept clean. That's the second time I've seen Jane cleaning these. Once last night and now. But rung up yesterday, said can we have a site for a camper trailer. Didn't have to pay any money with a credit card, didn't have to do any of that. Old school tap and go for the gate, and look, it's just old school Queensland caravan park. Not a bad park. What would I rate it as? Only for the noise of the road, 9 out of 10. I reckon it'd be great. You know, really good spot. Just don't come here in the winter. It's cold. Oakey. The reason we picked Oakey is because there was an army camp here that was built or constructed in 1943, and it was part of the Second World War design of trying to keep Northern Australia safe. And it's still there today, and it's been taken over by Boeing for some training purposes over there. Don't quite understand what it is. And all right, Jane, would you like to say something on our channel? Jane's come all
Speechless.
Jane's come all the way from, we won't say Victoria, but she used to be there, but not that way before COVID. You came from South Australia.
Yes.
Whereabouts was that at?
Port Augusta.
Port Augusta. I've been there with driving trucks, and in the summer it gets hot. Trust me, it does. Was it cold?
No, the weather was pretty nice.
Oh,
It was
right.
pretty kind to us, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you're here for the
Yeah.
next 2 years.
Fingers crossed. Nice
right.
meeting you guys.
All right, thank you. So if you want to know anything, come and look, just make a phone call, talk to Jane. It's not a problem. Nothing's a problem. I can tell you that now. The only thing that you need to do is make sure you've got plenty of storage before you come here. There's no canteen, there's no kiosk, there's no nothing. There's a shop in town and whatever you want in Toowoomba. But anyhow, thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you like it. This is Jimmy from Hairy Campers. Thank you for watching.